Hello there and welcome to my channel. My name is Alice and today I'm going to take you inside my 2021 to 2022 sketchbook. Okay, so this is a handbook journal company sketchbook. I have used these sketchbooks for ages, but sadly this is actually the last one of this sketchbook. I started having issues with the paper. I think their company got bought by another company, and when I emailed them, they did say that they hadn't changed the paper, but me and another one of my friends were having the exact same issue where it was like speckling and creating all these weird textures when we use watercolor, which I had never done before. So yeah, after this one, I had to kind of try to find a new one, which is what I'm working in right now. But there are a couple things that kind of have that issue in here, and there's a couple things that I did to try to work to finish this within the confines of that issue. So let's go ahead and get started. So my first page, I always have a little intro page where I will put when I started it and when I finished it. And then I usually keep stickers and stuff on the inside. And a lot of times I have a sticker page as well. So I have this sticker page here, some stickers that I made. Some are my friend's stickers. Some are from like Scholar Box. I've got Paletful Packs ones in here, a bunch of Paletful Packs ones up at the front. So yeah, I just kind of like to have a place to collect my stickers. And then going over to here, I have my first Mermaid. This sketchbook both starts and finishes with Mermaid, so that's kind of fun. But this was Mermaid number 19. It was the Amethyst Merm. I love her. I think she's so pretty, and I think that was the last Mermaid that I made it up to last May. Here I have kind of a visual representation of how my bipolar can feel at times. I am bipolar 2, so this was kind of a bit of an emotional piece about that. Wow, this is such a throwback. This is from Olivia Rodrigo. It says, "But I say that I hate you with a smile on my face." It's just kind of a bit of a collage-y piece on some gesso. I think I like put watercolor ground or gesso down here. And then over here on this page, this is inspired by the story of Diana. I think it was Diana. And she was like chased through the forest and she turned into a tree back in like Greek mythology. And I've always thought it was cool, so I did that. Maybe it wasn't Diana. I think her goddess was Diana. I can't remember her name right now, but I also have some little like scrapbooking things in here. So this is an invitation for my friends. I do barbecue engagement kind of party to celebrate getting engaged. And then just kind of a cute little like throwback to some of the kind of stuff that I used to draw when I was younger, little star freckles, and just playing around with some little Poscas and things like that on a watercolor texture. This is kind of just a random weird piece with some like clouds and then lips and a nose with a little heart highlight. I think it came out kind of cute. I got really into Poscas for a while. And then this is a watercolor pencil sketch of a girl with braids. I like the colors in this. And I also used tritones. I'm a big fan of using tritones with watercolor and watercolor pencil. Oh, I like this page. This is like a collage kind of page, but I painted these flowers on and then ripped up some of this like collage paper and stuck it on there, scrapbook paper. And then over here is another Olivia Rodrigo lyric, "Do you love me, want me, hate me?" More memories. This is where my friend Mandy asked me to be a bridesmaid. This is a little card. And I just made a little like, what is this called? Pocket to put it in. And over on the next page, I have some palm trees with some really fun, bright colors. I think this was from watercolor, like a watercolor sheet set. And this bled through a lot. You can really see how much it bled through, which is really unfortunate. That never used to happen, but I do think it looks really pretty. So this was one of the flowers from the bouquet that Derek got me for our 3-year anniversary. And I put some tissue paper over the top, and it says, "I've loved you 3 summers now, honey, but I want them all," which is a Taylor Swift quote because I love Taylor. More "Will you be my bridesmaid" stuff. Just a lot of collage pages because I was having issues with that watercolor. Over here are some flowers that I pressed when I was in Mexico, and then here are some drawings of the flowers. Here you can really see that speckly texture that I was getting, which really frustrated me and kind of limited some of my options in what I could do with the sketchbook, which was really, really sad face because this was my favorite brand of sketchbooks. Like, I've used them for ages. Another face, kind of a green and blue with some of like a star theme, kind of just inspired by the idea of like a baddie, and I think it's pretty cool. Over here's a little collage page I painted with some like yellows and greens, some tree type things. And then I stuck this coaster on here that I got from a bar or brewery. And over here is this girl with like a halo or something around her head, and she's kind of looking down and up at you. I really like how the face on this one came out. I'm a big fan of the eyes, and I'm actually really happy with the overall structure of her face in this one, I have to say. This guy, I believe, was for a YouTube video of different ways how to sketch, and this one is some like monstera leaves, and I did this with tritones, I believe. More from that video. This is a mermaid sketch using watercolor pencil, and then this is a cactus sketch using pens. So I kind of showed how you can use pens and add water to them. These pages I'm really not a fan of. The idea was like a reverse sketch where you sketch with white, but unfortunately my white pen was being kind of a pain in the butt, and I don't love how it came out. And then this one was sketching with paint, which is a cool idea, but I kind of wish I'd done a different kind of subject. I wish I'd done more flowers and less of just like the face. It just feels a little repetitive. This is, I kid you not, my favorite page in the whole sketchbook. I love this page. I built it up with some texture. There's a lot of physical texture on this that I used the watercolor ground to build up with, and then I painted on it with inks and watercolor inks, and I did these big pink flowers and these fish swimming around, and it's like metallic and shiny. So I really love this, and I think I want to turn it into a print. And then over on the next page, I kind of have this complimentary pink bubblegum girl, kind of inspired by old school Loish. Matcha Man! This is when we got our kitty Matcha. His name was Machete when we got him, which we didn't think was appropriate when we got him, and now we know it is very appropriate. But I just stuck in some little Polaroids of him when he was a baby, and me and him when we first got him, and then did his name with some little like collage letters from magazines. And then this is a piece that I did that's kind of more of an abstract vibe, using lots of little circles and shapes, and just playing around with lots of colors and splatters. And it says, "Are you really living?" Another pattern page where I painted the whole thing pink and then did all of these flowers with pencil and connected them with, I think, this really pretty kind of light green that created all these vines and things like that. I was playing around a lot with pattern and texture in this specific sketchbook. I also did quite a bit of collaging in this sketchbook. So this is a little collage that I did. This I did first, and then I made the collage so that it kind of looked aesthetic next to that page. Originally what I did with these two pages was I just painted them blue, and then I went over them with, on this side, that collage, and on this side some Posca pen and acrylic markers to create this sort of lavender field with these clouds in the background. And I think it's cool, like sometimes you can just paint a background onto your sketchbook page and leave it and come back to it later. I mean, this sat here unpainted for months and months and months before I finally just went and did something on it. So always a nice thing to do. Two little tritone sketches that I put watercolor wash over. This guy is a key kind of floating in the clouds. I actually really like how it looks with the rainbow pencil. And then this is a girl floating in the clouds. Lots of things floating in clouds, apparently, that I sketched out, did some tritone, and then added that watercolor wash. So the idea behind this was the waves washing up on the beach during sunset, and everything is glowing and golden and pink, and I think this came out really, really pretty, actually. I don't think I used a reference, really. I just kind of like went for it, and I think it came out actually really nice, and it's one of my favorite pieces in here. I think it's very soothing to look at. This piece over here is kind of funny. It's a combination of a bunch of different things. So this is the Heartbreak Hotel, which is kind of this inside joke in my stream. But then I didn't put the lyrics to the song Heartbreak Hotel. I put the lyrics to a Taylor Swift song because of course I did. And it says, "You don't need to save me, but would you run away with me?" And this is a piece of watercolor paper that I stuck on top, and then I painted and drew on it after I stuck it on top. And so it's kind of cool. You see a bit of a difference in texture and things like that. So this is a Would She Rather from my friend's bachelorette party or bridal shower. We had to like pick which one she would rather do or pick, and it was a really cute, fun little game. And then this is Pisces Bay, because I started drawing all of these different, like, I called them bays, and it was I don't know, I did a bunch of Zodiac ones. So this is Pisces Bay, and I love her. I think she's so pretty. Fishy. I really like fish. I think fish are really cool, and I was playing around with this cool texture, water texture thing that I had learned how to do, and layering that, and then I drew this rainbow, kind of bisexual colors fish up there, and yeah, I really like it. And over here, matching it is kind of this pink heart with a face in it. I think it was getting close to Valentine's Day, maybe. So this is more pattern work. So we've got all of these different flowers and things like that. Also done with Posca pens. I was really into Poscas and acrylic markers, and I didn't have the speckling issue when I used those. So I played around a lot with like these kind of simple drawings, and I really like this page actually. So this page I just did really quickly in the evening when I was like having a moment. And I used a bunch of these kind of like wax crayons that I had and these like neons. And it's a quote from a song that we play on stream. And it says learning how to live in the dark, which is I think is something that like, I don't know, kind of have to remember. Sometimes things are really dark, but you do have to learn how to live in them and with that. So, and then we've got some Halloween-y vampire vibes over here. I believe, if I remember correctly, I referenced my friend Sasha for this because I was trying to figure out how to draw the side of the face. So this is Sasha as a vampire. This is more from my friend Mary Beth's bridal shower. These were like little tickets on these cute little like food packs that we had and things like that. And I just like to stick all of this stuff in here. I like to keep things that are important to me and special to me in my sketchbook because I view my sketchbook as a visual record of my life. That's what it is. It's a visual record of who I am and what I experience, what I go through, what I feel, what I think is beautiful. So it's something that I try to incorporate. Then we have Leo Bay over here, who I love. I love her little like poofs. I think they're so cute. And she's got gold star shines in her eyes and a cool piercing. And I really like the fact that I did her earrings as like the Leo symbol. So yeah, Leo Bay is one of my favorites. Over here, another little collage. This was another one of the tags from my friend's bridal shower, but then I also drew on it and collaged some things on it and did some like scribbles. And I was really enjoying playing around with collaging and sketching on top of it. And I kind of want to go and do that again now. An eye, the classic eye that everyone always draws in their sketchbook, but sometimes you just want to draw an eye. So I did a watercolor wash and then used some crayon and drew over the top, and I like it. It's an eye. This page I think is pretty nice and interesting. I used like this is actually the outside of the sticker. So the sticker was here and this was the outside portion, and I put it on there and drew a face inside. Then I also drew this kind of lurking girl under the water and had these kind of triangular shapes breaking it up. And then over here, I have this torn piece of paper that I used almost as this like cliff that this girl is sitting on and looking down. And it says breathe down there. Just a reminder, just breathe. I don't know. It's just a really bad pen sketch of a flower. And then just a little sketch in a rainbow pencil of a face, just constantly trying to work on the anatomy of the face. And you know, it's hard, but it's something that I'm always going to be trying to practice. So sometimes there's some faces in here that really are it's just a face, and that's okay because we all have to learn how to draw somehow. I really do like to kind of have my spreads semi-matching, and so that's another kind of theme with this is I had drawn these cool like almost hibiscus inspired flowers using those neon crayons and some watercolor, and I went ahead and drew on the side, on the other side, this girl with the same kind of flowers in her hair and this like neon orange in her eyes and orange hair, and I love the purple orange color combination that's happening here, and it makes me want to pull out these fluorescent crayons again. Ooh, love this spread. This is one of my favorite spreads. I feel like I've said that a lot, but I like the sketchbook, so whatever. Over here, we've got a kind of sunflower girl. She's got little sunflower earrings, and she's kind of looking up at you. Things are a little wonky, but I like the eyes, and she's also a fairy or an elf, based on the ears here. And then we've got another fairy over here, kind of a fire fairy, again, using those cool fluorescent crayons here to create that bright reflection from the fire that she's holding in her hand. Some more collaging mixed with art. This is a sketch that I made on some other paper and then cut out, stuck in here, and painted around. And then this is a little collage that I painted / stuck together, and it says take one tablet by mouth once daily. And these are actual like drawings of the medications that I take. And this is from like my pill bottle. I like tore it off and put it on there. So kind of just like a representation of some of the things that I deal with being someone who deals with mental health issues. It's always interesting to me how things rub off on the other side. And I know some people get bothered by that, but I always try to view it as an evolution in the artwork, and as part of the beauty of it being kept in a book is that it will kind of imprint on whatever is next to it. So I always try to view that as like a beautiful thing. So on this side, we've got this like beach, and she's like walking into the ocean. It's all done with these rainbow pencils, and then colored in with some other colored pencils. And then I did this tear of kind of paper as the foreground. And over here, I have more of a wish you were here vacation-y type vibe of, again, just a little sketch that I did and decided to stick in here. Over here, another little collage page. I painted this little scene and I decided to stick it in here along with a little watercolor swatch and a Polaroid from when I was in Mexico. And over here, it's just a little cat girl and it says, meow, bitch. Ooh, a little collage page. So we're in September now. So I did a whole collage about September because I had a little thing that said September. I think it's very September-y. And then this collage was kind of made to imitate some of the colors and aesthetic of the collage to the right. And it's kind of talking about beginning again and things like that. And I also added in a little picture to this one as well and framed it with some washi tape. I've found doing things like this are really, really nice when you're having an art block or when you want to make art, but you just don't really feel like being fiddly or dealing with like, you know, putting in the energy. I do lots of these kind of free form circles using a variety of different mediums in a similar color palette. So I'll use watercolor pencil, I use regular color pencil, watercolor crayon, marker, pen, all of that. And then I'll spray it with water at the end to blur out any of the water soluble things. And I think it creates a really cool effect and it's a really fun thing to do. This is when we went to Vegas and I decided to do a little bit of journaling in here. I didn't do as much as I would like because I got distracted because we were in Vegas, but I did put in our little ticket and I wrote 2021 life because it says face covering required. And then I did a little like timeline of some of the stuff that we did, at least on our first day, and put some cute little photos in there. More photos from Vegas. We've got the ticket on the way back, some photos at the Venetian, me, my sister, and our friend Brianna. Me, my sister, and Brianna again with a dolphin because she's a dolphin trainer and we got to meet the dolphins and it was so cool. And then this is a little page dedicated to my first sunflowers. So I have a Polaroid of my sunflowers and then I took some of the little like leaves from one of the ones that was slowly dying and placed them in a little sunflower thing and dried them. So I still have those and just kind of did a couple doodles and things like that. Then I got kind of sad. So we've got a couple sad pages. So this one is just some eyes and they're actually crying pills. And I drew it upside down for like a specific reason, just because it's kind of the idea of like being turned upside down by your mental health. And it says, so I take my medication like a good girl. And then on the side, I did kind of a girl in watercolor pencil, or actually I think I just did regular pencil. And then I dripped watercolor down like she was kind of crying and did the outside. And it says maybe the closest I can get to peace is to be numb. But then I went to the Aspens and everything was okay again. So this was over at the Aspens. This was a little painting that I did. And then this is the photo of the actual scene that I was painting from. And then I collaged some more things in there, some confetti from Taylor Swift merch, some watercolor swatches, a little bee. I love mixing collage and artwork. I think it's such a really fun way to work in your sketchbook. And then over here, we just have a fall vibes girl with some nice braids and this like plaid scarf and lots of gold highlights, gold freckles, and just really that nice warm yellow vibe. More fall stuff. Got some leaves that I pressed in here. As you can tell, I love putting in foliage and flowers and things into my sketchbook. I just think it adds so much. And then another little sketch, nothing too crazy. I think I was having a moment here, and this is just says you, that's what happened to you, and it's got the red scarf from All Too Well. I literally just like scribbled this out when I needed to get some emotion out. And then I started sketching a thing, and then I was trying to get a marker to work. So this is just kind of one of those messy pages. This was a collage that I started with a ticket from No Time to Die, but never finished it, and some more kind of eyes with watercolor background. This is another little face, again, just working on the faces, working on trying to get some subtle expressions and things like that. And then over here, this is inspired by the All Too Well 10-minute short film, the idea of the I'm like a crumpled up piece of paper lying here. So that's based on that line. This is something that I drew really, I started with the shape and the skirt, and then I added in details after. And it was just supposed to be this really expressive, freeing dance ballerina with all these flowers around her. Two princesses staring at each other. I feel like they're having a showdown, and I feel like there was a story in my head when I did this, but I don't really fully remember what it was. Mushroom Girl! I think this came out really cute. I love sketching in colored pen or colored pencil, and this is actually colored red lead that you can put in mechanical pencil, so that's so nice to have. This is kind of similar in a way to that one of the two princesses facing each other, but it's two people and they're like elves and they're facing away from each other, and they're just kind of on separate sides of the pages. They can't connect to each other. They can't meet in the middle. They're just stuck on the sides of their pages. Oh my gosh, collages from when I went to England. So we have some cute stuff here. This is a little coaster from Nana's 90th birthday bash. And then over here, I have all these flowers and leaves from my Nana's garden that I took and I pressed and then I painted them. So this is a little one of the red leaf. And then over here, a little daisy. This one I quite like. More little daisies. And yeah, I thought that was a cute little idea. Just a girl standing in the woods. I really drew a lot of people with braids in this sketchbook. Oh, I had stuck this on here and I just decided to paint around it. I never really finished it, but it's whatever. More collages. At this point, I wasn't using a lot of the left-hand pages because of that bleeding issue, and I was very ready to be done with the sketchbook and move on. More little doodles. This is where I start getting into doing a lot of just kind of quick pencil doodles because, again, the issues with the paper, I just couldn't really work watercolor on it. And then I did a big collage about flowers because I love flowers. There's going to be a lot of flower stuff. My current sketchbook is there's so many flowers. But just a super, I just took all the flowers I could find and I threw it on a page. And it makes me happy, so. Oh, these are cute little watercolor mushrooms that I think I drew and then I sprayed with spray to create this kind of like bleed effect that makes them look really hazy. Swatches from some new paints that I got and some new markers and a painting of a sunflower with also a little flower and leaf pressed in down at the bottom as well. These are swatches that I did for a Paletteful Packs video that I then went and cut out and stuck on here and did little like swirlies in the center with some gold. And then Mermaid started. Mermaid is the only like challenge month that I ever really participate in. And to be completely honest, I never really finish it, but my goal is just to draw as many mermaids as I can in the month of May. It's not to draw one mermaid a day. So this is Mermaid 1. This one's Mermaid 1 and just kind of a simple mermaid, just kind of getting into it. I really like her face structure and her hair. And then for Mermaid 2, I wanted to do a mermaid kind of looking through a bubble. So I really hope I got that effect and it doesn't look like she's just got a giant head. Then Mermaid 3, she's just looking up at this fishy like, whoa, fishy. And she's got all these sparkly, I put like sparkly pink gel pen on to add some glitter to her and her scales. And over here, I've got a little like 1920s mermaid, and I regret putting scales on her chin, but it is what it is. But she's got all of this gold pattern and some pearls and a little hairnet, and yeah, I think she's cute. Mermaid 7, just a little giggling mermaid, just kind of like, oh, look at me, I'm cute. I'm a cute little mermaid. And then Mermaid 5, trying to get a little bit better at foreshortening, the hell bane of every artist's existence. So trying to do a mermaid swimming towards me or towards the viewer with this little like shell crown. I quite like the shell crown. Then we've got Mermaid 6 and Mermaid 8. Mermaid 7's on the next page. It's a little out of order, but it's okay. This is Swamp Merm. I almost always draw a Swamp Merm. I'm obsessed with the idea of swamp mermaids and I love them. So she's a Swamp Merm. And then over here is just kind of a quiet, serene blue mermaid looking down with kind of her hair kind of waving in the ocean waves. This was not a mermaid. This was a quick breakdown of how I structure faces for my sister. I am going to draw, like make a tutorial about this, about how I structure out faces, but this was what that was for. And then over here, I have Mermaid 9. And Mermaid 9 is like this beautiful flower merm, I think. She was like, she loves flowers and she can't get flowers down in the ocean. So she comes up every day to look at all of this field of purple flowers. Mermaid 10, I didn't have art supplies with me that day, so I just used office supplies. So she's in a bubble, and I guess this is highlighter merm because she was colored with highlighter. And then this is a piece that I did with watercolor and gouache, and the sun is sad, but the moon is giving her a hug. And I think I'll probably make this into a print as well. And that is the end. That is the end of this sketchbook. This is my end page. I always like to do a little end page. And I have now started on my new one. I hope that you guys liked that video and taking a look into my last sketchbook, and let me know down below what your favorite pages from the sketchbook were. Also, if you had the Handbook Journal Company sketchbook, have you noticed a difference if you've repurchased them? Please let me know. I would really love to know if it's just me and my friend that have this issue or if other people are having this issue as well. All right, thanks for watching. I love y'all, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys!